Habits are choices. We are different than any animals or creatures, such as plants, the trees. Trees will grow as tall as it can be, but we might not because we have a choice. This once an ancient Greek said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Does it sound familiar? Whenever we say we are what we do, it will make us really anxious because we are messy, we make mistakes, we are humans, but that's exactly why we always feel guilty or feel bad. The end of the world when you see a child who makes a mistake, they feel like they're not good enough, which is pretty dangerous when you align who you are with what you do. However, let's just pause here for a little bit. If you don't align with who you are, with what you do, then anyone can just do whatever they want and keep telling themselves they are the best, or they are, whether they are someone's daughter, son, or they are that title. You can carry a title, but you say to people that I am the CEO, but you don't have to do any CEO work and still telling people you're the CEO. Yes, that's your identity, you're a CEO. It doesn't change you're a CEO. But there's a difference between you're a CEO compared with you are a successful CEO, or you are a compassionate CEO, or you are a great leading CEO, whatever the things you want to add in front of that. It's like we are humans, but we are all humans. What makes us different? We are all unique. But how can we be different when everything of us looks so similar? We all need to go to the bathroom, we need to eat food, and what makes us different? And that is a question because I believe after reading all these books through my journey, my experience, I've been teaching CEOs as well. I also made a lot of mistakes in life. I suffered and I learned so much about philosophies and all these things. I believe there's a whole reason and it makes sense behind it. Because when people see us, they see our behavior and then they will start to judge who we are and what we do and everything. To prove this, we can see it in this way. If we say, she is honest, what that's really trying to say is, she speaks the truth. Speaks is a behavior, is an action word. When we say someone, she's hardworking, or he's hardworking, what it means is he or she works very hard. And that's another action word, which means it's his or her behavior. So it's impossible to disconnect our behaviors with our identity. Then how can we balance the identity and the behavior? Because again, we are all humans, we all make mistakes. That's what I believe. Being has 100% to do with our doing, but being who we are also has 100% of being who we think, which is our thinking about who we are. And here's the tricky part. What we do, what we think, who we are, these are all the things interconnected. That's why what happened is I used to be maybe very shy. But then, because I start to be very courageous on the stage, after each time trying, then yes, I used to be not good at that. I'm not an English speaker, for example. I used to be, English was my third or even fourth language back then. And I could say I wasn't an English speaker. That was my identity. But then I believe I will be an English speaker. I was learning all the way. Because I believe I can be an English speaker, I start to make efforts toward that goal, that identity that I believe I can become, I can reach. And that's what happened. I then become who I wanted to be. So here's the thing. If you wanted to become who you want to be, it does not matter where you are. It does matter a lot about your thinking, because if you don't believe you can become someone you want to become, you will just still enjoying being who you are. And if someone will ask you to change anything, say, I'm not going to change a single bit. I enjoy who I am. What do you mean? You want to change my identity? I am who I am. I'm proud of that. But that is the problem, because we can always become better, and we can become someone in the future that we can be better anytime if we want to. But this is the thing, from being fat, well, I used to be quite chubby and fat, to I want to have my 6-packs, which I think I got a mini one right now. There is a hard process, which is a period. And that is the hardest part when we're still doing these kind of things. We're not there yet. That's the part people will give up, which is exactly why the habits that we have built matter a lot. It matters a lot. It is the habits that have built us. It's the bridge that fills the gap from who we are, where we are now, to who we want to become, or who we will become, and where we want to be. That is why habits matter. Habits are choices. We are different than any animals or creatures, such as the plants, the trees. Trees will grow as tall as it can be, but we might not, because we have a choice. God has given us choice, free will. And that's exactly why you will see people who have maybe very similar background, similar skin color, or even the same. Everything's the same. Even the same background, the same culture, whatever. But the only thing that tells the difference and make them so different is their choices. And I believe we need to read more, learn more, increase our knowledges, and increase our experiences. It's okay to try, it's okay to fail, but never treat that as a permanent situation, permanent destiny. There's a destiny waiting for you there as long as you're willing to discover, willing to grow, willing to improve. So make wise choices in life. Create amazing habits that nobody can stop you. There's a once famous saying, right? Every master was once a disaster. No matter what are the things you want to do for a long time and you failed, whatever that is, but you know there's a desire and a seed sowing in you, and you know there's a little fire, the little spark in there. Chase for it. Open up. Just go for it. Because in life, you only regret things that you never done. And also, there's another saying which is significant. So there's a famous saying, our Kung Fu master, the famous Bruce Lee, he once said, I afraid not those who practice 10,000 kicks at one time, but afraid of those who practice one kick 10,000 times. Habits is all about discipline, consistency. As long as you have a goal, dream that you want to chase, anything you can think of, that is achievable. Everything is possible, and nothing is impossible. Go and chase your dreams, my friend. You get this, and you can do it. God bless you.